Hey, welcome back. New today, a new study found harmful chemicals in all kinds of hair extensions, from braiding hair to human hair extensions, even false eyelashes. Our Danielle Ledbetter has a look at what researchers believe should change in the hair industry so you can better protect yourself.
It leaves consumers in the dark.
That's how researchers describe the regulations on hair extensions, but there's hope some changes could soon be put in place
That require that companies remove these chemicals from their products.
after a recent study found toxic chemicals in hair extensions, including the hair found in some false eyelashes.
We tested 43 samples, and of the 43 samples, we actually identified 41 samples having chemicals that are on a hazard list.
Dr. Alicia Franklin was the lead researcher behind this study, and while she says their findings were concerning, she says the study is not about policing women's choices.
Companies should protect the people that support their businesses.
By doing things like labeling what ingredients are in all hair extensions.
Even if they're not going to take the chemicals out of the products, at least there should be some transparency so that consumers can make their own choices about what they're putting on their bodies.
So what should you do? Franklin says it's really about reducing your cumulative exposures to these chemicals.
So if I decide that I want to wear a wig one day, I will, because I know that I mitigate my risk in many ways.
In other words, if you choose to wear extensions, consider cutting back on other products that may also contain harmful chemicals. The FDA does regulate products like hair dye and straighteners. I did reach out to them to learn if they may start regulating hair extensions, but have not heard back. So until those changes happen, Franklin suggests using tools like the Yuka app or Clearia app to scan the product to see what's in it. Danielle Ledbetter, WSMV.